Gautam, I want to get you in. The point that Mohammed was making at this point in time, that, yesterday a status quo policy, but then why were the markets disappointed?
I think the markets were disappointed by the fact that we haven't really seen the RBI come up with a sort of a timeline as to when the interest rate cuts could actually come through. I think the resignation of or the firing, should I say, of, unfortunately, of the railway minister, I think also weighed pretty heavily. Most of the investors we spoke to were pretty surprised and taken aback, given the fact that passenger rate hikes hadn't happened in 10 years. And here was a pragmatic railway minister wanting to change that and wasn't allowed to do it. So I think, and paying the price for it, in fact. So I think that's really what I think shook the markets up yesterday.
Gautam, what is your house view at Religare? Do you think budget is more like a 100-point Nifty affair, maybe a 500-point Sensex affair? It's got a shelf life of only 24 hours, and Monday morning when we come back, it'll be back to basics.
Good question. I think this time around, unlike the last, I'd say several budgets, this budget is, I think, very, very key and very important. For a change, I think the whole financial community, the investor, the FIs, domestic players, of course, are focused on the budget. Their concern, of course, is whether this time around the FM is going to bite the bullet and rein in the fiscal deficit. I think he's got basically, this couldn't be a better time to do it, because for the next 12 months, the only major election in the country is Gujarat, which is going to be either December or January. So he's got a lot of leeway between now and the end of this current fiscal to actually bring in some major steps to bring down the deficit. But if he does not, I think the market will be very disappointed.
So 3 things, if you hear from the finance minister today, that will make you nervous.
Another NREGA-style program, for sure. The second would be a big hike in excise and corporate rates. I think that's something which the market to some extent has factored in, but is obviously concerned depending on sector-wise where the hit's going to be bigger. And I think no efforts to cut down on the subsidy programs. I think that would be, these 3 would be key. And if he fails to show any progress in any of these 3, I think the market will be disappointed.
Gautam, what is your sense? Should the market fear the repercussions of what we saw after the railway budget? And do you think the finance minister today is going to have less of an elbow room and he's going to be more bent or influenced by politics than economics?
I think the results of the UP election in particular, I guess Punjab as well, will weigh on, the Ministry of Finance. But like I said, like I said at the outset, that there isn't a major state election until December this year. I think the next 12 months are pretty much clear of any major political compulsions as far as the Congress is concerned, or the UPA is concerned, should I say. And I think, hence, I hope he ends up being bolder and does something significant this time.
So which are some of the key group of stocks, Gautam, you would like to buy, irrespective or independently of the budget outcome?
Tata Motors, I think we were just discussing it a few minutes ago.
You like it after a 50% run-up?
Yes.
What's your price target?
Well, our price target actually is a lot lower than where it is right now, but I think from a trading standpoint, the stock clearly has a lot of legs. A lot of interest in that name specifically. A lot of interest has come back into the DVRs in particular over the past week or so. And you're seeing the differential between the DVR and the local narrow. But clearly not a play on India, and hence I think I would continue to pound the table on this stock.
One large cap stock where you're confident that if you put in 100, after 1 year you'll get 120 back. Well,
that's a pretty reasonable return.
But this is after
120.
I was afraid
after 15% run-up. But
I was afraid you might say 200. We still like the cement space, and the top pick remains Ambuja Cements. I think clearly you see demand growing at about 10% plus, and supply only growing at 4 to 5%. So Ambuja remains our top pick in the cement space.